if you're someone that's looking to do something significant with your life, right, and something that's not really your average path of what's promoted nowadays, then this video is going to be very important to you, and you're going to want to watch this the whole way through. So what I'm going to get on here and do is really speak about 4 very specific yet powerful points of talking that will not only transform you into a much better man or woman, okay, but will also, especially as a trader, give you a ridiculous and rewarding advantage over, let's say your average trader. So, all right, so coming in for number 4, the very first topic I'm going to speak about is, it's definitely underrated advice, okay? It's something that people don't understand the true effect and power that it actually has, and that's why I'm getting on here to talk about it with you guys right now. And it's going to be what you actually consume psychologically. What are you allowing yourself to watch? What are you listening to on a daily basis, right? All this stuff plays a role in so many things: how you feel, your mood, how you react to things. The list goes on, right? And this directly ties in with social media, especially with social media now than ever. It's never been easier to lose yourself. And I say that because on social media, it can really do one of 2 things for you. It can be a beautiful blessing, right, and teach you a lot of things. But equally as that, it can be a terrible curse, right? You get on there and one wrong click, you're already into some low vibrational pit, watching stuff that you have no business watching. And it's not good for the soul. It's not good for the brain. It's not good psychologically. You just don't understand what it's doing to you subliminally. Okay, now not only this, I'm not going to try and go down the rabbit hole too deep, right? Not only this, but it also opens the door, social media specifically, for other bad things as a trader. That's not, it's not going to level you up. It's going to keep you down. Okay, and that is comparison. You're seeing all these people post these cars, watches, and subconsciously you're comparing yourself to these people and becoming egotistical because of social media, right? And I'm telling you, you gotta focus on yourself, stay in your own lane, and not watch that stuff. Okay, so you can tell yourself all you want, I don't care about what that guy's doing, but at the end of the day, it's human nature. Okay, if you don't have what the next guy has, subconsciously you're gonna start to think and dwell on it, and have a little bit of envy in your heart, and you have to eliminate that. And I promise you, go 7 days without social media at all. Okay, come back to this video, tell me in the comment section the drastic changes that you will experience if you actually do this and go through with it and actually do it. Okay, so like I said, I'm not going to go too down the rabbit trail. I don't want to make this too long. Okay, if you want to learn more, you can certainly direct message me. But anyway, topic number 3, okay, also very important and powerful. Most people surprisingly don't know the power to this, and that is what you allow yourself to eat. And it's like, oh, wait a minute, what is this guy talking about? He's talking about trading. Yes, physique, how you look, losing weight, that's great. Okay, but that's literally the least beneficial thing, okay, to actually having a sustainable diet and a good one. The best benefit that comes up out of it is psychologically, okay, how you feel, right? All this stuff that's being fed to us, fast food, red 40, food dyes, processed sugar, just the ridiculous diet that's been supplied to us and it was promoted, right? Truly, psychologically and looks wise, keeps us down, right? And you don't understand the effect that it actually has on your brain, okay? Because I'm going to tell you what, if you're eating processed sugar and a ridiculous amount of carbs every single day, like the average American, okay, you're not going to be to your full potential. You're not going to be focused every single day. You're not going to be sharp. You're not going to be on point. It's just not going to happen, okay? Go 7 days with under 30 grams of carbs, under 30 grams of processed sugar for 7 days. And once again, the benefits that you will reap psychologically, go ahead and tell me down in the comment section, okay? The second to last topic I want to get on here and speak about to you guys is also very powerful, and it's obviously why I'm talking about it right now to you guys, okay? And by the way, I'm only telling you guys this stuff because it's from experience. Like literally all this, like without all this stuff I'm speaking about, I promise you I've never seen a penny from this marketplace or any type of success, okay? I'm not perfect. I'm still working on myself. I'm still on my journey. I might slip up here now and, here and then. But all in all, the consistency in doing the stuff that I'm teaching you guys right now, it opens up an entirely new life to you, okay? I promise you, the feeling that you will have from staying consistent and disciplined and doing these things outweighs any short-term dopamine satisfaction that you can ever see. Okay, so the second to last topic is going to be consistency in your habits. Okay, and specifically, let's give you an example, the perfect example actually. Rolling out of bed and immediately getting on your phone. Okay, this is already, like, you lost. If you're doing this, you already lost the day. Okay, keep your phone out of reach for 7 days. Okay, get up, don't touch your phone for like the first 30 minutes. Okay, start your day off, you know, do some push-ups, just something other than getting straight on your phone and on social media or something else. Okay, because what this is going to do, it is immediately going to stimulate your dopamine. Okay, without trying to get on here and be, you know, too much of a know-it-all, just understand that that's not good for you, and it sets the stage for a terribly demotivated day, and you just want to avoid it at all costs. Okay, so becoming consistent in your habits with it's very simple stuff. It's not complicated. Okay, simple stuff like getting out of bed and not touching your phone for the first 30 minutes will work wonders. Okay, do 100 push-ups every single day for a week. Okay, simple stuff. Okay, you do this simple stuff consistently, right? You become advanced. It's very, very simple. The keys to success in this regard has always been right out there. Okay, but the hard part and what most people can't do is consistently do the simple things. Okay, so to conclude this here, okay, the last topic that I want to speak about, okay, that will make you a much more powerful man or woman and also a much better trader, okay, is going to be your willingness to accept failure. Okay, and he's like, oh, what the hell is this guy talking about? Well, you got to listen to me for a second, okay, because this is probably the most important thing that I'm going to talk about, especially if you're looking to become a consistently profitable trader. If you cannot accept a loss, okay, you are simply not going to be successful in any field ever. I promise you that. Okay, learning to accept loss and react correctly to them is a skill in and of itself that most people do not possess. Okay, you look across any statistics, really, not even in just trading, right? Any business. Okay, the true loss financially or whatever other aspect is not usually from, you know, small losses in and of themselves in between, right? The true loss is having a poor reaction to an initial setback or failure. Okay, you react poorly to a failure, right? Let's say your stock goes down and you sell immediately, right? Your company's not doing so great and you panic. That's where the true loss is derived from, right? Instead of sticking with it. I mean, you look at your average unprofitable trader, and most of their problem lies within the fact that they can't accept a loss. They'll take 1 or 2 losses, and all of a sudden they're switching strategies, right? They'll take 2 losses, and all of a sudden, right, they're chasing that loss, upping leverage, over trading things that don't even make sense or even their edge, right? Just to gain back and be green on that one singular day. But really, if they just left that alone and accepted the loss for what it was, understand that it just wasn't their day, they were incorrect, right? The fact that they chased that loss and couldn't accept it is where the true bleeding was created on their account, okay? And then it enters them in this loser cycle, which is a whole nother discussion that I'm not going to touch here. But the fact of the matter is, right, if you can simply gain the skill set of accepting loss, knowing how to react to it, right, you will have the biggest advantage that anyone else ever had. Failure is never the end of the road. Nobody's ever said that. I believe the system kind of instilled this in our mind, especially the school systems, right? They kind of teach you subconsciously that it's not okay to fail. You have to be perfect. You have to know what you always have to have everything figured out. And this is ridiculous, okay? Because you are going to fail. You're going to fall flat on your face. And you're just going to have to pick yourself up every single time and do it again, okay? Because if you can't do this, then guess what? You're just not going to see any success or results. Right? It's that simple, okay? But the fact of the matter is, failure is not the end, right? And if you see it that way because of what you've been taught or supplied, then you are severely mistaken. You need to come at it with a different angle, okay? So true success of anything significant is truly born inside of the failures. It's the only way you can learn stuff, okay? But if you see it as a bad thing, because it's not, it's just a part of the process, right? You got to get out of that mindset because it's never going to bring you to the next level, okay? So if you can simply just put everything aside and just hone in on accepting failure as a good thing, okay, and knowing exactly how to react to it when it does happen, okay, brand new doors will open up to you, and you'll see all the success that you possibly can deserve by honing in on this skill set. Okay, so these to me are the most important 4 things that anyone can obtain, not only for trading, but if you're trying to do anything significant inside of this life. Okay, if you enjoyed this, you resonated with it, okay, go ahead and drop a like button. Go ahead and drop a like, comment, whatever you want to do. Okay, and if you guys want more of this, okay, once again, comment section, let me know. And that's going to be it, guys. See ya. All right, what's going on, guys? So real quick, before I show you guys my verified stats for the week, I want to get on here and actually jump into a tab here on my Discord. Now, if you're not in the Discord already, okay, you don't have to pay me anything. You can come in here, do a 7-day free trial, or you can just join and be a part of the free chat that we have down here for Forex, futures, and commodities, okay? So anyway, with that out of the way, premium signals, and we're going to go to this week. As you can see here, 421, this was the first setup that I called out of the week, and we're going to scroll down and show you all of them, show you that there's no edits, there's no deletes, there's none of that. It's all live time. You can go into every single one of these entries that I call out and find the minute marker where I called out right here, 3:41 p.m., for example. You can go in and see everything is accurate and on timing, right? So this is all that I did outside of my live stream. So on the live streams, we were able to take several trades that obviously there were 0 losers on the week. Doesn't happen every single week, but this week just happened to be deadly accurate, as most of them are anyway. Now we fast forward to the real good stuff here. This was after I live streamed on the day and already hit take profit on another trade. You can see I said I'm long here, targeting 18,367. Okay, showed my entry, showed my take profit, showed my stop loss, everything real time. You can go to the minute marker here, you can compare with it, and you'll see the business. Okay, my member didn't even need my signal here. He was already in, right? Just goes to show the power of my live streams and, you know, how we can, you know, share the knowledge. So anyway, you know, fast forward a little bit. Okay, bang, take full profits here. You can see I was up 4K for the day because I took a trade on the live stream prior to calling this out. Okay, it was just textbook. All right, boom. All right, and we weren't done there yet. This is when it gets really fun because I thought I was going to be done here, but the model shows I'm not going to just leave that money on the table. I'm going to take it because I know it works. I know it repeats. I know how effective it is, so I'm getting in it no hesitation with live funds, okay, when it's, you know, obviously necessary. Model 3 1-to-1 short, target internal lows. And immediately I got a little excited there, okay, because it was just an insane day. Yeah, members got paid and ended up with 4,500 on the day. Scroll through. Okay, gave my stop loss, target, entry. Watching 5-minute for value gap near. Needs to hold that continuation higher is valid. Okay, take a partial. Boom. And eventually got stopped in profit, and we were out. Now, as for my actual stats of the week, obviously you can see it. Gross P&L, $7,749. Now, obviously I'm getting on here and showing you this. Okay, I don't always need to get on here and show this. I don't usually do it, but I want to get on here for inspiration purposes. And also, for some reason, in the past week, there's been a lot of talkers. So anytime there's talkers, you know, I'm just going to step out here and just supply them with proof. There's no need to talk back and be like, oh, you know, there's no need to get into the drama. I'm just going to come with receipts and that's it. So gross P&L, $7,700. It says 51 trades, but that's only because of the micro contracts I was using, okay, and how it, you know, if I use like 6 micro contracts, for example, it'll treat all those 6 contracts as if I was taking 6 trades, which obviously is not the case. So the trades are much lower than this, okay. 124, average trade time, 13 minutes. Fees and commission, okay. Now it's like, oh wait, where's the time and date stamp? This is some, you know, nice screenshot, bro. All right, that's cool. I got something for you guys as well. Here you go. Shows the winning trades, average winning trade. Okay. Going through, max run up 9,000, and then it shows the date. Okay, so you can see that I made $7,000 in a span of 1 week. Okay, here's the date. Here's the date right here, shows the time, everything, all that good stuff. So the real question is, what actually matters is, as I'm walking you guys through this, is how was I able to actually get to this point? It comes down to one specific thing. Getting into the marketplace, gaining screen time, showing up every single day, no excuses, and finding one repeating phenomenon inside of this marketplace and sticking to that, trusting it, through the wins and the losses, not reacting poorly to losses, because they will come. This week, there were 0 losses inside of the stream in callouts, as you guys saw. Okay. However, that's not usually how it goes. It's not going to be perfect every single week. Everything's going to be a winner. Okay. Losses are attacks. Okay. Losses are only a bad thing if you react poorly to them. They are inevitable. Okay. But if you react poorly, veer away from the plan, start revenge trading, all that stuff that makes up an unprofitable trader after the loss. Okay. That's where the true money is lost, not the losses in and of themselves. So as long as you make the winners stand out a great deal more than the losses, right, your system will pan out just fine. So as the P&L fluctuates, okay, forget about the P&L. The P&L is not important. Did you follow your plan? And did you reasonably trade this thing with realistic leverage? And did you follow your plan? That's all that matters. Okay, stop looking at the real-time P&L. Stop looking at it fluctuate. It's not important. Like if you have to, go to ticks. Okay, switch it from money to ticks. Don't pay any mind to the P&L because it's not important. Okay, the long term will take care of that. The money will flow to you by default, but it's not going to flow to you if you care about every single little transaction. Okay, and you're placing so much emphasis on it. And if you are, you might just be undercapitalized. So, or just just not enough experience, of course. But the last thing you should be doing is worrying about every little fluctuation between the P and L, because if that's the case, you obviously need to some psychological aspects need to be worked on. But anyway, like I respect on the down candle here. I want to see this thing absolutely slam above these highs here. Like I said, if once we get a prominent run above this high here, I'm going to be expecting continuation of new week opening gap, and costs are going to be cut. And then look at these two down close candles here. So along with everything else, we obviously had to change the state delivery above these down candles. Price trades down into that. You expect that to be treated as support. So really, if we extend that out, I mean, this could be a 5-minute entry in and of itself right here, right? Beautiful. So yeah, beautifully delivered up in a new week opening gap there. Perfect. So let's close it there at $900. Beautiful. We were able to sweep out these short-term highs here. And then, obviously, we had the rejection from the 5-minute wick, and now we have these up candles formed just around equilibrium of our established range. And this will be, definitely my only live account play of the day, unless I see something just crazy, undeniable. I'm going to lock in 3R total right below this low. So I'm locking in just under 3R right there. Beautiful. Okay, perfect. Perfect way to end the day.